Hello and welcome to 8-Minute Pilates. My name is Andrew Bernard and we've designed 3 different levels of Pilates: basic, intermediate, and advanced. There are 16 exercises at each level performed at 30 seconds each to lengthen muscle and tone your entire body. If you're new to Pilates, start with the basic level for 4 to 8 weeks before progressing to the intermediate level. If you have some experience with Pilates, start with the intermediate level before progressing to the advanced level. If you're skilled in Pilates, start with the advanced level and continue to deepen your practice with Pilates. Remember to keep your navel to your spine, maintain proper form, and take controlled breaths throughout each movement. Let's get started.
We're starting off with the 100. Lying on your back, legs lifted above your hips, making sure they're level. Inhaling for 5, and strong exhaling for 5. Again, tight inhale for 5, and strong exhale for 5. Great job, and make sure you're really keeping those abs tight. Strong inhale for 5, and again, strong exhale for 5. Really important that you're really flapping the arms, feeling as if you're tapping water as your abs stay pulled in tight towards the floor. Keep that tempo, and moving on to rolling a ball, grabbing your legs, sitting up to your hips, really lengthen that chest as a string lifts you up. Roll down, stay nice and tight, and rolling up. Again, roll back, and roll up, keeping that really, really tight. And again, pulling it down, and tight, really get that chest and string lifting you up. Again, bring it back, and lift it up. And you can see there's a lot of balance here, but that's okay. Just work on holding that up as much as possible. And now extend those legs out. Next one, nice stretch for the roll up. Reaching out, chin down, glide as if you're coming on the mat. You can see that mat lift up a little bit. Stopping right here at the shoulders. Again, pulling up your abs, lifting up. Keeping that chin in your chest, reaching out nice and long. Holding that stretch, pulling it in. Really feeling that glide against the mat. Holding it above the shoulders. And again, pulling it in, holding it there. Now moving on to the teaser. Both legs are going to be on the floor. As you roll down, you're going to keep those arms up, take them behind the legs for a little bit of help, and pull them up and stretch. Excellent. Again, come on down, tuck that head, arms above the shoulder, and inhale, pull them right behind the legs, and inhale and stretch up. Again, tuck those abs in, arms really lengthening, and pull those legs up, and stretch. Now lying on your right side, we're going to do an inner thigh lift. You're going to have your hand here. If you have any neck problems, you can relax it down, and we're going to bring that right leg up to really work that inner thigh, the kind of troublesome area that a lot of us have to tighten and tone. So you're going to bring that leg up, keeping those toes nice and pointed, really making sure you keep that posture and level with your abdominals. Now next, we're going to take that right foot down. We're going to do a little side lift as we lift up, down with the legs. It's a little side lift on the obliques and a little up, down with our leg. You can increase that tempo as you feel comfortable. And lift up, and hold, and lift up, and hold, making sure you're breathing every time you come up and down. And now on to the passe. You're going to keep that arm up, kind of point, point, and snap that leg down. And let's go to a little more tempo there. So point, point, and down. Lift up and down. So we're going to point, point, and pull. And again, point, point, and pull that leg, almost as if a scissor is snapping down. So you're feeling that stretch and that tone in the inner thighs and hamstrings. And now rolling onto the stomach, going to a swimming for a low back and shoulder exercise. You're going to keep that head down, really making sure you lift those legs up nicely. Holding there, kind of swimming through, lifting up, nice and gently through this movement. Feeling the fingers stretch and lengthen, leg lifting up, head nice and relaxed. And really feel that stretch and toning all together in one. Now we're going to move over to the left side, so we have to kind of move the legs, moving on to that side here. And we're going to take that same kind of up-down leg with the inner thigh. So again, use that for balance. You're going to lift up, arm again behind the head, and use that left inner thigh to really pull and touch the heels. You can get a little closer if you can, or drop that right leg if you're having a little difficulty getting up to that top. Holding that for a few more reps. 3, 2, 1. Now giving me that lift and lower, so it's that side lift and up down leg. And again, you can have this hand back here if you'd like, or you can relax it down here. Either way is fine. Just make sure you feel comfortable with your neck, and point and kind of crunch that leg as you feel the hip and the oblique working together. Again, really challenge yourself though, and try to keep yourself really steady so that left leg comes up and touches. Putting it down again is fine, but you'll have much more of a better abdominal workout by keeping the arm on the hip. Moving on to the left passe next, you're going to take both hands behind the head. Again, you can keep one arm down here as well. You're going to point, and snap that leg down. As it's almost a scissor, you feel that kind of pull on that inner thigh, stretch and lengthen that muscle on the top, and squeeze at the bottom. Again, you can keep your tempo a little faster, or if you feel that that stretch is a little too much, not quite as high, and come down. So there's many different ways to modify the exercise depending on your level. Let's go about 3 more, 2 more, and 1 more. Great job. Moving on to the single leg stretch, lying on our back. We're going to go now to both legs up, pulling here. Again, for a little more basic, a little higher, you're going to pull both legs up, inner leg and outer leg. You can see my right arm crosses here, my left arm crosses here. So really important to keep that sequence of the hand on the outer and inner part of the leg. Holding there for 3, 2. Now left leg goes up for that double leg stretch, really keeping the lengthening here. Again, you can keep that leg higher for more basic. And switching right and left. Again, really keeping that crunch and abdominal, navel to the spine, holding that down there. Have nice, good stretch on that hamstring. And again, let's work on that tempo a little bit more, ladies. Let's try to really kind of scissor those legs up. So we're nice and scissored, holding them nice and tight. Again, we're not pulling up with our neck here. We're using our abdominals to pull up. We're just having that head lengthening and looking through the toes. For 3, 2, 1, moving the crisscross over here to the left side, switching over to the right, and really making sure, again, the legs can be higher. They don't have to be as low as you see often in other exercises. Trying to work on the lengthening of the leg and really crunching up nicely with the abdominals. But at the same time, really focusing on the actual lengthening portion too. Because again, Pilates is a great stretch and toning exercise. Keeping that leg up, and 3, 2, 1 more. And great job. Now moving over face down, working the lower back and the glutes, keeping the head looking down at the fingers at all times. You're going to keep those legs tapping in. They can be at a little slower pace, or again, that tempo can be increased as you feel you can handle. So you're going to hold that for a few more seconds. So we had the abdominal, hip series, and now moving on to that glute and low back series. 2, and now take that up to bend to get a little more burn in those hips, tapping those legs real nicely, holding them up, feeling that low back and the glutes really tighten and tone. Still really squeezing the low back and glutes, but this time you have a 90-degree angle at the legs. So if you had a little difficulty keeping them together, you get another chance on really working that glute and low back. Keeping them really tightening. How are those glutes feeling, ladies? Keep them working, hold them for a few more counts. Still working on lifting up, tapping maybe a little faster the last few seconds here. Holding, 3, 2, 1, and finished. Great job. I want to thank Angie and Edna. Great job. Hope you had a good time. See you next exercise.